Frazier here, just actually outside of LA Fitness. So much for the free endorsement contract there. Any which way, about to go in and get a workout in. The thing I wanted to share is just to tell your story on social media. There's a lot of folks out there stressing out because they don't have certain levels of income or anything like that. Just tell your story. Just talk about where you are in your journey. Just talk about your job, talk about going to work, talk about some of the frustrations you have and why you're doing this home business. And, maybe you are making $100 a week, $100 a month, $100 a year. That $100 comes in handy. That's a full tank of gas, depending on what the heck you're driving. But just tell your story wherever you're at. It doesn't have to be glamorous. In my case, driving around 2005 Chevy Avalanche that I had to get financed. I mean, yes, I could pay it off right here and now, but my credit sucks. So I have to play the payment game and, pay it down and, probably pay it off in 6 months and trade it in. But what I did right there was just include a portion of my story, what I'm going through, my real life. I'm not, renting Lamborghinis for $800 an hour and doing all of these things. I'm just telling my story where I am, as I always have done. You can look me up on YouTube and see my whole progression. And in fact, that is what people relate to the most. If you're making thousands of dollars, yes, that's great, but the average bear is not in that position. So when you just tell your story, maybe you're making $30 a week. Tell that story, because that's $30 a week you're making that somebody else is not, that other person wants to learn how to make $30 a week. So when you tell them what you're doing, you may sign that person up, and that may increase your income to $50 a week. So just tell your story. Even if you take a break, like in my case, here's another example of my story. I got a LA Fitness membership a month ago, worked out for 2 weeks, and then I took the past 2 weeks off. I've been screwing around doing mountain biking and a few other things, and it doesn't have to be pretty, but I'm going to take my ass back in here today and just get right back on my schedule, pick right back up where I left off. Maybe not necessarily with the amount of weight and things like that, but just pick right back up and just keep on chugging forward. At the end of the day, that's the only thing you can do. One last little story. I remember going to school, and a guy was stressing, using the GI Bill to go to school a while back. And the guy I would talk to would always be stressed out about the next paper. And I said, what are you stressed out for? Just put some shit down on the paper, turn that shit in, and don't think about it. And that also applies to you telling your story. Just put some shit on a YouTube video, upload it, share it all over social media, and move on to the next. Who cares if it's perfect? It doesn't have to be perfect. Life is never going to be perfect. Just tell your story. Talk about where you are and keep sharing it, and that will get you to those next levels. Rob Frazier here. We'll talk to you next video.